evening, race fans. Welcome to the CORE Racing Network. A little bit of technical issues to get this thing started, but rest easy here. We have not started the race yet. We are getting these boys graded up right now. This is the CORE Xfinity Series, and it's been 15 races so far this season, and we are done with the regular season. It's time to start some playoff racing. We'll take a look at the standings real quick here before these boys get to it. And you see the top 5 here are all that's left in each of the divisions. These 5 drivers in each division will race 4 races. 3 of them will count. 1 of them will be a drop race, and those top 3 will end up going to the championship races. Top 3 in each division, I should say, will compete for the division championship. So, gonna be a good one here tonight. Under the lights here at Phoenix, Carl Hamwork joined in the booth by Jimmy Covert. Jimmy, ready for a little playoff racing here?
Hey, let's do some playoff racing here with the CORE Xfinity Series. It's been an outstanding season, Carl. It's been nothing but back and forth and multiple winners and some great races, some not so great races, I'm sure. But it's underneath the lights here at Phoenix for 90 laps, and I'm looking for...
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a good one out here tonight. It looks like we're not going to waste any time here. The pace car lights are out. It looks like some voices on here yet, so we'll get those off and get this thing fired off. As you see, the pace car is in, and we're gonna get this thing fired off here real quick as soon as I get everything cleared out here. On the pole, it's gonna be Alan Elwood, Niiko Garcia, joining him on the front row, Craig Janczak, Kelly Pointer, Bryce Reiner making up the top 5, Daniel Wiles, Shayne Therrien, AJ Roderick, Richard Thomas, and Kevin West for your top 10. But it is time to go playoff racing here in the desert.
Yeah, way to go. So it's a very unique track here. Obviously, with this setup, you're going to see them go so far down the apron. It can really cause some dangerous situations going 3 wide, 4 wide. You're going to see that coming down because it's very hard when you're down so far down the apron. Your spotter's not really calling that guy to your left or to your right.
We already got an issue on the front stretch.
Looks like the 121 stalled.
And a few drivers involved. Looked like Tyler Bramble might have been involved to start this thing. Take a look and see what exactly happened.
It looks like the 121 just got on the gas and pushed up the track up there in front of the 39. And then slides down into the 10 of Matt Crockett. And then looks like Dave Tilford maybe skimmed by there ever so softly, and then looks like Gainey.
We got a piece of the hood there from the 10. Yeah, it looks like it was just a little bit of a bump there to the side of Crockett. But yeah, the 121 getting a little bit loose and came up the track, maybe not thinking that third end was going to be so far down the track, and just kind of hooked his bumper into the outside. And that's going to bring us under our first caution here. And involving a few of the playoff drivers, Jeremy Gainey involved in that one, Matt Crockett involved, Dave Tilford involved, so I mean, not a good start. And obviously right here, Tyler Bramble involved as well. See quite a few drivers come to the pit lane. Craig Janczak being one of them, coming in from towards the front of the field. So will Shayne Therrien, Josh Van Westen, Tyler Bramble, Jeremy Gainey, Matt Crockett all involved in that instant. They're going to bring it in here and get some service to get back out there. But 90 laps on tap here, Jimmy. This is, like you said, it's unique here because it's not too many tracks. I mean, obviously, you think about a lot of the 1.5 mile tri-ovals where you can kind of cut down on the tri-oval on the front stretch onto the apron, but this gives the apron a whole new level here. I mean, you're going all the way down on the inside, down there in turn 1, and really even going through right here through turn 2. You can see drivers go all the way down on that apron as well, and use that apron to try and make some passes and maybe even some slide jumps as well.
Hey, yeah, it's a unique corner. I mean, you're thinking of, obviously, it's like it's a weird, just that's out there. So it's drivers are trying to, get as much more saving. So you're gonna see him go way down to that. Right there, it's right near pit entry or exit too, so they get so spread apart, Carl, and it's really hard for the virtual spotters to really kind of pick up where everybody is, because it's like anybody's virtual spotter, it goes by like a proximity, so it kind of tells you. So when they get so far apart, they're not getting that call because they think nobody's there. So when they come up the track, boom, somebody's there, or somebody's coming down, and they'll mesh together. So drivers really need to pay attention and watch their surroundings going into that corner and kind of take their time. Got plenty of racing here tonight, and a few drivers are a little gussing and got some work to do, but I think they can get through that here. As we get back going here on the green, so Niiko Garcia, Elwood will still got that front row, and Kelly Pointer and Bryce Reiner right there on the 2.
Getting to the Geico restart zone, and Niiko Garcia jumps on that loud pedal, and we are back to racing here at Phoenix. You see everybody dropping down to that bottom and utilizing every bit as possible, especially when you're not up to speed here. It's certainly a good time to get down there and really cut off any chance of people getting out underneath you. But we'll battle here for second place. Pointer gets to the inside of Elwood, but the rush of the wall there from Reiner, and looks like we may get through a lap here at Phoenix. Again, 90 laps on tap here, so we got nice distance here at Phoenix to start the playoffs. And right now it is all Niiko Garcia out front, Alan Elwood, Kelly Pointer, Bryce Reiner, and Richard Thomas in your top 5.
Guys, watching back towards the back of the pack just a little bit, the 97 really utilizing that lower lane, trying to get around, but maybe Tilford check up just already got a close call, and maybe a championship, so want to give his the best chances finishing well here tonight. So like I said, it's a lot of paying attention to your left and to your right, and people are going to come up and cross your nose. 72 a little sideways there, back there, people checking up. Kevin Foster going to go way down on the apron to avoid that one.
So everybody is going to survive. Not sure if it's on my end or on your end, Jimmy. I'm definitely getting some breakout from your mic occasionally. It goes good for a while, and then all of a sudden it just starts breaking up and missing every other word. But all right, good run here so far on this restart. But you see the field really starting to kind of spread out on that back half there from people taking a little bit easier here, checking up if there's any kind of incident. You see the 49, Sean Ryan, and the 72, Kaleb Collins doing some battling back here. Back up towards the front, and Bryce Reiner on the outside trying to defend from the 67 Richard Thomas there on the inside. And Thomas just kind of joining us for a one-off race here tonight. He raced last season for one race, I believe it was at Kansas last year, and had the night off and decided why not come out here and race with these boys and get a little challenge. Good run so far up there in the top 5, but we've got a battle for the lead.
Battle up the lead there for some of the front runners this season. Alan Elwood along with Niiko Garcia, but Kelly Pointer not backing down as he's right there to hopefully take those positions away.
And I mean, I'm kind of surprised how much that outside lane through turn 1 kind of held up there for Niiko Garcia. He didn't really lose too much time with Elwood going all the way down to the bottom there, but he is ultimately going to lose the position, move the 5 up to the lead. So it's Elwood, Garcia, Pointer, Reiner, and Thomas for your top 5. You got Wiles, Stoneman, Roderick, and Hines, and Janczak making his way back up through the field and into the top 10.
I mean, yeah, you can run the outer line. Once the tires wear in, it's like carry the momentum to turning that wheel too much and scuffing up your front right. So that'd be something that changes as the run goes on. Let's see. Lap 12 and 90.
Take a look at the highest running drivers in the playoffs. Obviously, Alan Elwood is the highest runner in the gold division. Jack Stoneman running in 7th. And he's got quite a few cars in between him and the next car, being Dave Tilford back there in 12th. And then in the bronze division, it is Jon Crain, your top runner, in 18th position. As it looks like we're missing over there in the bronze. Oh, that's right. Dan Phelps not going to be here tonight, so already going to be using his one drop race for the playoff round here. But good run here. Looks like everybody kind of settling in now. Maybe just breathing a little bit here on lap number 13. Going to be most likely a 2 pit stop race here, even for the drivers that came in there on that first caution. So we'll see how everything plays out. The pit road here at Phoenix, it's not too terrible because you're coming around the corner here, and the Vegas, and the old turn number 3, I guess it's turn number 2 now. I still kind of have to like think about it and count with the new layout here, but I mean it's not that bad of a transition. It's kind of really wide apron down there on the bottom, so getting here not too bad, Jimmy.
Yeah, not too bad at all. They're doing pretty good right now, and you can see them maybe not chewing down that apron too much now. They've settled up to a little bit parallel. Single file right now has obviously got plenty of laps to go here. I was around lap 15 and 90. Alan Elwood, Niiko Garcia, Kelly Pointer, Bryce Rainer, Richard Thomas there in P number 5, Daniel Wiles, Jack Stoneman, AJ Robert, Craig Janczak, Kenny Hines for your top 10. The rest of the field will be Kevin West, Dave Tilford, Kevin Foster, Kaleb Collins, Sean Ryan, Shayne Therrien, Tyler Bramble, Jon Crain, Joseph Thomas, Matt Crockett, Josh Van Weston, and Jeremy Gainey all out there tonight. So 22 drivers. Just also want to thank all the fans for showing up and put in the chat who you think is going to win it here tonight.
And who do you think is going to win the race here tonight? Who's your favorite for the divisions for moving on here and maybe getting the division championship as well? As we had some really good racing all season long and quite a few different winners. Obviously, a lot of them coming out of the gold division with Alan Elwood picking up the most wins in the regular season, but even Jack Stoneman picking up a win there in the silver division. So it's definitely out there. It's definitely up for grabs. But right now, everyone just, like I said, just kind of settling in. I think this is kind of certainly the calm before the storm. I mean, I think once it gets a little closer to the end of this thing, it's going to be gloves off and time to utilize that apron as much as possible. And it may be something too. I mean, I haven't really talked to the drivers about it. Some of these cars, depending on how low they're running, depending on how the setups are, you can actually damage the car going down that apron after turn number 1.
Yeah, I didn't get any practice with these cars here tonight, that's for sure. I'm trying to get ready for an endurance event this weekend, so then all my time and extra time that I have car there for Fuji, so it's going to be a lot of fun there. But yeah, so no time in the cars here tonight, and yeah, I've heard that certain tracks balance up, you can get that ghost damage and never know what's happening, and you're seeing the tire is broken and it's sitting in the wall. So hopefully that doesn't happen to anybody here tonight, but especially for Alan Elwood, as he's looking to maybe extend that lead as he's starting to slowly break away from Niiko Garcia.
And back here for 16th position, Tyler Bramble to the inside of Sean Ryan. He's going to use that apron to indeed make that pass to try and work his way back up through the field. Currently the last running playoff driver here in the silver division, so certainly wants to get back up there and start battling with Collins and Foster and Tilford, let alone not to lose too much ground there on Jack Stoneman. Again, the top 3 in each division will move on and run for the championship for the last race of the season. Back up here in the lead again, it is Alan Elwood at the front, but you see it's definitely some battling going on as Richard Thomas starting to get a little bit more frisky here as it gets a little later into this run, trying to get around Bryce Rainer right now, but just kind of stuck right there as he dive down to the inside. See Daniel Wiles right behind him, trying to well, it looked like he was going to dive down there to the bottom and try and follow him down there, but just going to stick right in behind here and kind of save it here a little bit. Given the fact that this thing is going pretty green here, I would think these guys are probably going to be taking tires on both of these pit stops. I don't think you take a chance on saving it, Seth, do you?
I mean, I'm not. I know how quickly I can burn up tires on this track, especially with the unique corner, and I'd be driving. But you feel comfortable about 20 laps in, and then 25 laps or so if I run correctly. The car just starts to want to push. These cars they used to be real pushy. I don't know these days. I don't have very much time in them. But yeah, the 67 there of Richard Thomas looking to move forward here. So keeping the 90 Bryce Rainer there on his toes as they're trying to maybe get a great finish there for the SWN folks. So just another driver to watch out, and definitely one I'd like to see if he could actually contend or run a full season, how he would fall in with the rest of the field here. But yeah, some great racing going so far. Single file pretty much all the way around. And Alan Elwood still up front.
Not sure what's going on in the 45 team for Jeremy Gainey, but he's been in and out of the pits quite a few times now. Currently down 7 laps, and I'm not sure if he's just trying to get some damage repaired or what the case is. But he's been in the pits several times and not in there for short amounts of time either. So hopefully the 45 can figure something out. I mean, he's already kind of falling out of this one, but you never know what happens, and if you get wrecks or anything like that, just sticking in the race. Maybe you can pick up a position or two, and it could be big at the end. But right now, it is Elwood, Garcia, Pointer, Reiner, and Thomas for your top 5. Wiles, Stoneman, Roderick, Janczak, and Hines for the top 10. But it's been a pretty good one out here in the desert, and it's something about night racing, Jimmy. It looks so much better. I know we talked about it multiple times, but man, these cars just really pop on the track.
Yeah, I think it's just the color schemes that the drivers choose, and or having somebody paint for them, or maybe they got special night paint that really pop up. Really just kind of watching the car go around. It's always I think less distracting too. All kinds of trees and clouds and all kinds of other things going on in the background. But I do want to give a shout out to the number 25 Jack Stoneman. Well, he's up 4 spots here so far here tonight, but also going out of their way and trying to make things better. Heard he kind of helps his internet just a little bit, and looks like everything is pretty solid so far. So it's good to see the 25 not on the blinking end of things, and I'm sure his competitors will definitely appreciate that here on out.
Yeah, absolutely. It was one where he's done good plenty of times. I'd like to show him on camera plenty of times, but I shied away from it because it was blinking so much. But it looks like the hardwire connection is certainly really helping him out here tonight.
Yeah, it's something a little caution out here is looks like Jeremy Gainey still having issues.
Let's take a look at what brought this out. It looks like it might have been just a single car incident here. Car just stepping out on Gainey. And I think it was that second little spin right there is what brought the caution out right there. But yeah, not sure what is going on with the 45 here tonight. We'll try and see if we can get an ear to the crews and hear what exactly is going on with the 45. Not exactly enjoying Phoenix at all, but that's going to put us under our second caution here tonight, and I think it's about time for mass exodus and seeing everybody come into the pits this time by.
Oh yeah, everybody's going to come by this time. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast here. We're about a third of the way through this thing here, so here comes every single driver down in the pit entry. Don't have to worry about getting an excellent pit entry. Just gotta focus on hitting your stop. Make sure you've got your fuel selected, probably new tires, and then hopefully you get back out there. So we'll see if anybody's brave enough to just take right side tires. But I think you're gonna see 4 from everybody.
Yeah, I think this early in the race, you're worried about just being nice and steady and having a good feeling car underneath you right there.
Oh, Stoneman! Maybe he's not used to his flag man just being there all the time.
Let's quite see what happened back there. Looks like Josh Van Westen getting the wave around for this one. Winning the battle off of pit road. Pit strategy here. Kevin Foster to the point, and he is now your leader out here. And we'll see if he decides to just stay out here, lead a lap, and then maybe come in and take those tires, or if he's good to go. It looks like him and Dave Tilford also electing to maybe either just take right side tires or take fuel only the rest of the field. Looks like, or at least most of the rest of the field decided to take 4 tires and fuel on this pit stop here, as we are about a third of the way through this race.
Yeah, I mean, that's a brave move, and it's something that obviously you need to be serving them left side tire. I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping they at least took 2 tires, because if not, they're going to get pretty quickly, I think, here at the start, and they might end up falling back, but you never know what happens. Sometimes cautions can breed cautions, and they'll have the ability to come in and even things out here. But right now, we're at lap 32 of 90. Kevin Foster is out front in the number 8 car, followed by Elwood, Niiko Garcia, Kelly Pointer, and Bryce Reiner for your top 5.
how about that 8 machine? I know he's certainly a fan favorite out there, but one of the last ones to sneak himself into his divisional playoffs, and gets in the 5th spot there in the silver division. I mean, he wasn't going to run the season, and then decided, you know what? I think he decided he was getting a little bit bored at home and missing it just a little bit too much. Comes out here about halfway through the regular season and does just enough to get himself into these playoffs. And all you got to do is be in it, Jimmy. I mean, pretty much all these divisions are you know, flat out with zeros across the board. Obviously, Stoneman coming in with the 5 bonus points for winning the race, and then in the gold division, we'll take a look at it here again real quick. You see Elwood with the 5 wins, and then Janczak with a win as well, coming in here with those bonus points, certainly helping their cause to be in the top 3 for the end of the season. But I mean, the other ones, it's wide open. It could have been, you know, you could have been down 30, 40 points to the next guy in front of you in your division, but that's all white clean right now.
Yeah, definitely a white clean here as everybody is getting ready to go back to green as Kevin Foster will be down using that else.
Yeah, bit of a surprise here, actually selecting the outside lane here, so not sure if he's just trying to get a good jump and have a really good run from the outside down to the inside. We'll find out here in a second. Foster, Elwood, Pointer, Garcia, and Tilford for your top 5. As we are back racing here at Phoenix. Good start from Foster. Is going to be able to clear Elwood, but he decides to take a little bit shallower or a little bit wider of a line through turn number 1, and you see it's quite a bit racy. Getting back towards the back, 3 wide. Janczak in the middle of Wiles and Reiner. And a bit of a bump there. Wiles is going to go sideways. And it's going to bring us under another caution, and this is not exactly a terrible thing for Foster and Tilford, as they stayed out there, or not stayed out there, but they didn't get those tires. Now, if they want to, they can come back in, get fresher tires than everybody else, and give them a chance. But let's take a look and see what brought this caution out here. You see the 48 down there, just kind of riding that yellow line on the apron, but everybody just kind of pinched down there 3 wide. He tries to come up, but the 90 and the 97 were a little bit maybe further off the wall than he expected, and into the inside wall. Doesn't look like too much damage to the front of that thing, but I'm sure he'll want to come in there and just get it, you know, tidied up here a little bit.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for the 48 as he's having a pretty decent run up there, so hopefully just a quick turnaround. Hopefully they still have their fast repair, but definitely a little bit longer run to the front.
I'm still having some issues with your mic for some reason. Every once in a while, it just wants to cut out. Take a look at the front of 48 here, Wiles, and you see it definitely wrinkled in there a little bit. It looks like he is going to use that fast repair. And it's that situation there. I mean, you kind of don't blame him. We're getting close to that halfway point. Once we get going back green here, I mean, you want a fresh car out there, but it's always sketchy. When you use that fast repair in the first half of the race, man, it's scary.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's just those first few laps can be real troublesome. That's for sure.
Take a look and a run through the field here real quick. And there we go. Show you some of these paint schemes under the lights. You got Alan Elwood, Niiko Garcia, Kevin Foster running in third, Kelly Pointer, Bryce Renner riding out the top 5. Then we'll take a look through the rest of the field for you guys. Still not sure what happened earlier to the 45, but he gets at least one of his laps back here. Still 9 laps down. Only car not on the lead lap, as we got 22 cars in the field here tonight. Good showing once again. And 21 of them still on the lead lap, with Daniel Wiles making up that last spot in the back of the field. We will double him up one more time. Looks like Alan Elwood is going to take maybe some notes there from Kevin Foster. He's going to take the outside line as well. And just an update: Tilford and Foster indeed stayed out on those on the yellow flag right here, and they'll stay with the tires that they have, or lack thereof, on this restart. But it is going to be restarting here on lap number 39, so still not quite at halfway, but getting very close, and everybody's still going to need at least one more pit stop to finish this thing out. The control car for this one is going to be Alan Elwood, looking for another win here in the season, really to start these playoffs the way he wants to, right at the top of the boards.
Like starting at the top of the boards. Also, flight's been confirmed for New Hampshire with the UCRL.
Green flag.
Apparently. He's finished up here watching the CORE Xfinity Series. Head on over and watch UCRL as they can finish up their season as well.
More issues for Jeremy Gainey. Not sure what is going on here.
The yellow flag is out.
The heck was that? 67?
Yeah, not sure what happened to the 45, but unfortunately, I think we needed to DQ him for tonight, as that was very close to causing a serious issue. He was just stopped dead on the front stretch here, so certainly some issues there, and hopefully we can get that straightened out. But that's going to bring us under another caution here, and getting close to the halfway point, but again, still going to need another pit stop at some point. I mean, do you dare come in here and maybe just take a little bit of fuel here, and maybe play a different type of strategy than everybody else? I mean, last caution there, we didn't see anybody come in.
I mean, it's all about strategy right now. So, and I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things going through people's minds, and you know, with the, you know, obviously Jeremy Gainey having issues, and probably bringing out a couple cautions that maybe that wouldn't normally happen, because normally we don't see those problems out of Jeremy. But you know, obviously it could be anything. It could be equipment issues, it could be internet issues, it could be whatever. I mean, it was just right before the race, I mean, iRacing decided to kick you out. So, I mean, everything happens, and we try to make things work the best as possible. So, we'll see what these drivers intend to do. There's still plenty of racing left. There's still over half a race. So, you know, there's plenty of options to go. Obviously, you got Kevin Foster out there, and Dave Tilford on a different strategy than everybody else. You know, taking 2 tires maybe for a little bit of position, and it seems to be be working so far. And hopefully, it's going to pay off big here when it comes down to that last and final pit stop. So we'll see how they fare out as they come down. But I can see some people on the back maybe just topping off fuel just a little bit to see if they can catch somebody sleeping.
Quick update on your top drivers in each of the playoff races here. Alan Elwood obviously on top of the boards here, and he's leading for the gold division. Kevin Foster in 6th place. He's the highest running silver class driver. And then in the bronze division, Matt Crockett is now in 16th, and he is leading the rest of the bronze division drivers as well. So, I mean, again, these drivers have one drop race for these 4 races here. How important is it, though, to get out here in Phoenix and just really kind of set the stage and have a good run in this first race?
Well, you don't want your first race to be a drop race. I mean, that's just, you know, bad luck, I guess. But, you know, obviously, if it has to happen, it has to happen. So you want to try to get the best finish no matter what race it is. And it really wouldn't matter if you have to have a drop race. So right now, I think being this late in the season, and it could pay big dividends having a great finish here tonight, and not have to worry about something later towards the end of the season. Or playoffs, I should say.
Well, we're going to get this thing fired back off once again. Alan Elwood on the loud pedal, and we are racing again at Phoenix. Pretty good start from both drivers on the front row. And really Kelly all through the field. Good restart here as we're already 2-3 wide and already doing some battling. Janczak gets all the way down there on the apron. He's got a heck of a run down on that inside. He is making that inside line work for sure. Side by side now for second with Niiko Garcia. Can he hold the inside? He will. Into turn at number 3, but Elwood is at the front here, and we've seen that quite a bit this season. He is tough when he gets out to the front, especially in the second half of these races. Janczak trying that different line and getting all the way down there. Just cannot clear that one right now, using up all the track here. He paid for it. Why not use it?
I mean, they go down there. It's just a simple hump, get all that speed. If you can't clear the driver on there, the car on the outside, you're just going to lose so much momentum. You do lose momentum. You can't let the car rotate. So you're going to see him dive way down there, and he's probably not going to make the pass. And he's going to come side by side, so he's not quite able to get in the throttle like he wants. If he was able to stay in the throttle, he'd be able to push that car to the outside. But obviously being competitive and not running into people, so you can actually get a finish. You just got to run up just a little bit, let that car rotate.
And we've got some more issues here, and it involves Daniel Wiles again. And this is not the start to the playoffs that the 48 wanted for sure. Looks like Joe Thomas, another playoff driver in the bronze division, also involved. Thomas that comes off of the wall, hooks the 48. Looks like Crockett gets a piece of it as well. Certainly a little damage to that number 10, but definitely some more damage to the front end of that 48. He's gonna have to bring it back in and hopefully get as much repaired as possible. But wow, yeah, Phoenix is not being kind to the 48 again. We just talked about it, drop races. I mean, you got one. If you need to use it, you hate using it right on that first race because you got to be flawless the next 3.
Yeah, you just there's no more safety in that. It's kind of like that faster mirror in the pits. The drivers can go down and get their car fixed and get back out there and be able to compete for the night. But that's your mulligan. I mean, that's and that doesn't necessarily need to be fault. But like you said, Crockett just trying to squeak by. Here you go super low down the wall and. Come down and, obviously Wiles was trying to get into him, just barely clips him. So a little bit of damage around the 10 as he continues to battle for that bronze championship. So we'll see if the 10 can recoup, and hopefully that's what he'll be able to do. But there's still a lot of drivers staying out. You're going to see, I think, a few come in. I see one taker right there. Looks like Kaleb Collins and
Jon Crain coming in.
Jon Crain.
But Kevin Foster, Dave Tilford, Tyler Bramble already came in, and for Tilford and Foster, actually in for Bramble as well. All 3 of them taking tires this time. Now it's a bit interesting here and a bit of a maybe early to be thinking about it, but we're past the halfway point now, Jimmy. I mean, these guys came in there, took their second set of tires. They're good to go on tires until the end, but they're gonna have to come back in and get a touch of fuel. They came in now. They're looking to have to get a splash of fuel. The rest of these guys are gonna have to get a little bit more. And most likely take their tires as well at that time as well. So if this thing goes green from here on out, the ones that just came in there could be sitting pretty nicely.
Yeah, it's going to be a good challenge, I think, for those drivers, and maybe a smart decision. You never know what's going to happen. You sit there and you just start thinking about, can I put myself in a position here? Obviously, you got a couple cautions that already happened. A couple more that probably will happen. This is, like I said, that unique track. It's not, the cutest oval. it's got an arch there on the front strip, so it's definitely something that's unique to the drivers, and it can have the incidents here. So hopefully these drivers will be able to have a clean green race for the rest of the race. Obviously, that's what they want. But you never know what's going to happen, so those pit strategies can be important. It could be crucial here for that number 8 and 12.
Well, pace car lights are out one way or another. We're going to get this thing back under green. Hopefully, we get a nice long green flag run here and see some green flag pit stops as well. But certainly mix things up quite a bit. And I know there's probably a lot of drivers out here that would love maybe a 10-lap run here and then a caution so they know they're good to go on fuel and on tires until the end. But it is going to be Alan Elwood, Niiko Garcia, Craig Janczak, Kelly Pointer, Bryce Reiner for the top 5, Shayne Therrien, Kevin West, Kenny Hines, Jack Stoneman, and Sean Ryan for your top 10. Elwood electing the inside this time for the restart. As he hits the Geico restart zone, he hits the throttle, and we are back to racing here at Phoenix.
And maybe it's just depends on who your competitor up front. I don't know who was that inside, got a pole shot on. Craig Janczak gave him enough room to get by as well.
Well, actually, Janczak restarted in third. He was able to clear Garcia on that restart.
Yep.
And now Reiner looking to the inside to try and make the pass as well. So Garcia slipping back here a little bit against started. Second place here tonight. He's been running up front the entire time. But Janczak seems like he's got just a little bit more aggression in that 97 here tonight. He's looking for the front, but Elwood is your leader right now. Janczak, Garcia, Reiner, and Pointer for your top 5. And a bit of a bobble back there for Dave Tilford, but it looks like he saved it. Looking back through the field, it looks like Daniel Wiles was able to come back out onto the field, but he is 2 laps down. Hopefully he's got that car cleaned up at least, and maybe get some laps back here if there's some more cautions. As big slide there from 49 of Sean Ryan. What a save there, as he's going to get it back up on the track and lose several positions, but that was some dirt tracking going through the corner for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure he needs to change his pants or something after that one. That was a good save there by the 49s. Able to save it, keep it clean here. D3 at 90. So yeah, definitely an interesting ride there.
Taking a look at the front of this field here, it looks like, actually before we do that, we got a battle here for 7th place as Stoneman goes to the inside here of Kevin West. Turn number 4, and it looks like he is going to clear him as West gets in the wall just a little bit. But it looks like Elwood is kind of running a traditional line here at Phoenix. And now, of course, as I say that, he goes a little bit higher in turn number 2. But Janczak was kind of running a real high line there, maybe trying to to cut it down and get him to run off the corner. But again, it's keeping up with Elwood's one thing. Being able to pass him is definitely another, and F5 is going to be tough here. We'll see what happens here. Again, everyone is going to need to make a pit stop before this thing is over to at least get enough fuel to get to the end. Does anybody come in for the short pit? Does anybody that already came in come in? Well, we got that 10-lap run and another caution, exactly what a lot of these drivers wanted. This time, Richard Thomas looks like he is going to be the one involved. This is not what Tilford and Foster wanted to see for sure. They were just about to make their way up into the top 10, sitting at 11th and 12th right now, and Bramble right there in 13th. But we're going to be under another caution here. Take a look back and try that one more time here.
Over just missed that.
And this is entering turn number 2. Looks like Thomas just a little bit higher, and looks like a bit of net code involved there as well with the 60.
So looks like the field's getting split here, Carl, by some of them pit stops there. Got Craig Janczak, Kelly Pointer, Therrien, Kaleb Collins, Matt Crockett, Jon Crain, Joe Thomas, and Daniel Wiles on the pits. So definitely an interesting mix-up here for the field. Yeah,
I mean, I don't think there's I'm just going to flat out say there's no way that these guys that stayed out that pit on lap number 30 can make it 60 laps on fuel. They're going to have to bring it in at some point, and those drivers being your top 6 right now: Elwood, Garcia, Reiner, Stoneman, Hines, and Roderick, all last pit on lap number 30. There's a couple others that pit on lap number 30. It looks like Reiner now is going to come in on this second lap here and give up 3rd place. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any way they can make it 60 laps on fuel. I'm kind of surprised. Unless they're really feeling that cautions are really cautions here, and they want to have the freshest tires at the last moment to try and make a run through this field. But it's a sketchy decision here. I mean, if it doesn't pay off and you have to come in here under green with everybody else now good to go on fuel, oof.
I mean, I mean, would Phoenix become the new Vegas? I mean, it's pretty close, right?
A little bit of gambling for sure.
But play first race, got a drop race in the bag right now. You're out front, and you're rolling the dice. You know, can I finish this thing up front? Maybe don't want to get back in the pack with all the mess of people. So hopefully, just kind of riding this thing out here. Maybe. You know, sometimes when you're up front, you don't really pay attention. You get your own plan, and that's what you gotta stick with, because you can't just follow somebody in. So right now it is Alan Elwood out front, and you know, they lead the championship points race for a reason. So we'll see how this all manages out for Alan Elwood, Niiko Garcia, Jack Stone there in P number 3, Kenny Hines up 10 spots in P number 4 at the moment. AJ Roderick is at 5th. David Tilford up 13 spots, biggest mover so far for the evening in 6th. Kevin Foster's in 7th up 5 spots. Tyler Bramble's in 8th up 8 spots. Sean Ryan's in 9th up 11. And Richard Thomas sitting back there in P number 10.
So how about that top 10, the way it looks right now? I mean, we got only 2 gold drivers in the top 10, first and second, that are battling for the playoffs here. AJ Roderick, another gold driver, but not in the playoffs. And then the rest is made up of your silver division, pretty much. I mean, you got some of the rookies mixed in there as well, with Kenny Hines, Sean Ryan, and Richard Thomas. But I mean, 4 of the 5 playoff drivers in the silver division, all inside the top 10 right now. The only one not in there, Kaleb Collins, back there in 14th. So this is definitely, it's already shaken up. I don't think it's done getting shaken up yet. I don't think this is anywhere close to being done, as we are going to complete lap 59 this time by. Going to be 31 laps to go at the line. A lot to go for yet, for sure. Alan Elwood is once again going to be your control car here for the restart. And for this restart, let's crank it up and give everyone out there a little love to hear it. here for the CORE Xfinity Series under the lights here at Phoenix. First race of the playoff round for these drivers. Elwood, a current year leader, Niiko Garcia, Jack Stoneman, Kenny Hines, AJ Roderick for the top 5. Janczak, Ryan, Thomas, Therrien, and Pointer rounding out your top 10. It's been a pretty good one here tonight. A little dicey here, a couple close calls here. Certainly not a good night here for the 48 of Daniel Wiles. The 45, Jeremy Gainey, also having a bit of a rough night as well. But certainly not a bad night here for the 5 of Elwood, looking to extend his already 25-point cushion over the cut line for these drivers. But it's starting to get a little racy back here for the last spot in the podium. Currently Jack Stoneman in 3rd, but the 60 of Kenny Hines looking to the inside. AJ Roderick right back there as well, getting a little thirsty for some faster positions up here. And I mean, we still got 22 laps to go here at the line. Actually, starting 21 at this point. Once again, immediately following this race, we got UCRL coming up, and some Gen 4 action for you as their season coming to an end, as well as we're going to be at the lovely Indianapolis New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And I say lovely. I'm probably one of the few that actually enjoys that track. It's a flat 1 mile track, and it just, for some reason, it's one of those tracks that suits my eye. I mean, I'm really not a big fan of it, but I do well there. So yeah, I'll take it. And certainly a good finish to their season. You got New Hampshire, Michigan, Phoenix, and Atlanta for the final 4 races, and very tight points battle over there as well. So make sure you tune in right after the CORE Xfinity race, and get you some more racing action here on CRN. But we've got plenty of laps to feed this thing out yet, and a lot of the Silver Division drivers right here on your screen. Dave Tilford in 2nd, or in 12th place right now. There's one from that too. Kevin Foster right behind him, now looking to the outside. But this is a battle for the 2nd best running in the Silver, as Jack Stoneman running in 3rd place overall right now. Great run for the 25. Close battle on the track right in front of these guys, as Reiner goes to the inside of Sean Ryan, and then just the battle for the last 2 spots in the top 10, 9th and 10th right here. As since we've gone back under green, it's been pretty racy, and it's been, I don't know, I'm still wondering what's going on with this fuel mileage. I don't think there's, again, any way that they can make it. I know we have plenty of caution laps, but 60 laps is a long way to stretch these tanks, and I feel like in the next 5 laps or so, we may see some guys coming in to make their pit stops. A little brush of the wall right there, and maybe there's a lot of drivers right now looking and hoping that a caution comes out. Right now, it's lean and green. Battle for 2nd and 7th place right now. Richard Thomas on the outside. He's going to get the pass made there, moving to 6th. Shayne Therrien trying to work his way back up through the field, as AJ Roderick starting to slip back a bit. Therrien going to move up into 7th. Out front, stretching out his lead, a 3/4 second lead right now for Alan Elwood. 2nd place, Niiko Garcia doing a great job as well. Stoneman, the highest running Silver Division driver, and doing a fantastic job in 3rd place right now. That fresh internet cord certainly helping him out here tonight. Kenny Hines in 4th place. Janczak rounding out your top 5. Go back to the battle. Just outside the top 10. And really can be battled for the top 10 here, as Kenny Hines right there. But we've got some pit stops. Niiko Garcia into the pits. Kenny Hines into the pits as well. 13 laps to go here at Phoenix, and the last round of pit stops for some of these drivers starting to take place. But I'm wondering if some of these drivers are good to go, and they should really be good to go. And this is really going to shake up the final results of this thing, because there's quite a few drivers that are good to go on fuel. Now, Richard Thomas, AJ Roderick into the pits this time by, as we got a bit of a barn burner back here, and Kelly Pointer just trying to save it out of turn number 2. They're doing a good job doing so. Very, very close battling right here. Nobody coming into the pits this time by. Looks like Kenny Hines coming back in. Not sure if that is a penalty. They're coming back in here, but he is back into the pits. Oh, brush of the wall there for Pointer. Gonna keep it going, and I think a lot of these drivers, again, desperate need of a caution to come in and get this thing situated at the front, as now Stoneman going to come into the pits. Sean Ryan in the pits as well. Top 10 should be good to go on fuel, except for your leader. Your leader pit on lap number 30. That is Alan Elwood. We'll keep an eye on him, and you hear him cutting off the engine. He is coming into the pits. Caution did not come out for the 5. How is this going to play into the point standings? Craig Janczak still out there. He is going to be your race leader. Shayne Therrien, Bryce Reiner going to be your top 3. Kevin Foster, Kelly Pointer rounding out the top 5. Then you got Tilford, Collins, Bramble, Crockett for your top 9, and all of them should be good to go on fuel, or very close. Or some that came in on lap number 46, like Dave Tilford and Tyler Bramble, could be a little close on fuel for them, but the rest pit on lap 56 or 57. So they, by all means, should be good to go all the way to the end. And this right here could be your battle for the win. Craig Janczak in the lead by about a half a second over Shayne Therrien, and then another half a second, 3/4 of a second back there to Bryce Reiner. But Alan Elwood dominated this race, and now he's on the outside of the top 10. And looking at these leaders right here of the race, but he's not battling for the race lead. He's battling to get back on the lead lap. Back to Dave Tilford, still trying to work his way around Kelly Pointer, as we are down to 7 laps to go already here in Phoenix. This thing has ticked by pretty quickly in the second half once they got back going green. AJ Roderick running the fastest lap of the race, that last lap, 27.18. So the times are dropping, but I think it's going to take another yellow to really mix this field back up and have any kind of chance for your early leaders like Elwood and Garcia, as they're back in 11th and 12th right now. And you see only the top 10 on the lead lap, and a couple of those drivers are bronze drivers. Matt Crockett in 9th, and then not too far behind him, Joe Thomas in 10th place. Pretty phenomenal right now, as we've got 4 gold drivers in the top 10. And only 2 of them are playoff drivers. The rest of the top 10 is made up of the playoff drivers for the silver division and bronze division. So what a race this has turned out to be in Phoenix. 5 laps to go. Janczak leads by 9/10 of a second. Elwood right there behind, trying to get his lap back. He is in the lucky dog position right now. First car on lap down in 11th place, as he took just a splash and dash and came out there. But Therrien's got a little bit fresher tires. That's why he's able to hold him off at this moment. At the line, we've got 3 laps remaining here in Phoenix in the first race of the playoff round for the CORE Xfinity Series. Jimmy has already made his way over to New Hampshire for the start of UCRL, which will be at the top of the hour here. But this thing has been turned on its head for sure. course, Elwood coming in with a 25-point buffer. It's not going to hurt him as much, but drivers like Niiko Garcia, and obviously Daniel Wiles not exactly having a good night either, but back there in 18th position right now, so he's gained a few positions. Haven't been down 2 laps here for quite some time. But this time by, it is going to be white flag in the air. One more time around Phoenix for Craig Janczak to pick up the opening win in the playoff round here, and this would be his second win of the season, but more importantly, a bit of a statement here that it's not just going to take speed, it's going to take the right strategy at the right time. But right behind him, we got a bit of a battle brewing. Niiko Garcia now making the pass on Alan Elwood and taking a run here at Janczak, but it is going to be 97 of Janczak getting it done here tonight. Your winner here in Phoenix. Shayne Therrien doing a great job coming home in second. Bryce Reiner in third. Kevin Foster, your top running silver driver. He's going to finish in fourth. Kelly Pointer rounding out the top 5. Kaleb Collins, Dave Tilford, Tyler Bramble, Matt Crockett, and Joe Thomas rounding out your top 10. What an epic top 10. And man, just cautions coming out at the right time or not coming out at all. Really turned this thing on its head. Let's take a look at the full race results here. That's Craig Janczak. Burns it down here at the start-finish line. Janczak, your winner here by 1.3 seconds over Shayne Therrien. Bryce Reiner, Kevin Foster, Kelly Pointer, your top 5. Kaleb Collins, Dave Tilford, Tyler Bramble, Matt Crockett, Joe Thomas for the top 10. Niiko Garcia, Alan Elwood, Jack Stoneman, AJ Roderick, Richard Thomas, Josh Van Westen, Sean Ryan, Daniel Wiles, Kenny Hines, Jon Crain, Kevin West, and Jeremy Gainey rounding out your 22 car field. As you see the teammates here, Janczak and Reiner burning it down. And man, this is a huge win here for the 97. Not just for the win, but the amount of points that he'll have as a buffer on some of these other drivers is very big here after tonight. We'll try and get these top 3 here in for an interview here in a moment and kind of pick their brain and decide if they just kind of threw caution to the wind here with these results here tonight. Looks like we got 2 of our 3 ready for their interviews, so we'll start bringing them in and start with our 3rd place finisher here tonight. And as I can grab him, there we go. 3rd place finisher here tonight is going to be the 90 of Bryce Reiner. And Bryce, you had that 90 up there for much of the race, obviously qualifying in the top 5, and you ran pretty well, but it was a bit racy out here tonight at Phoenix under the lights here. I mean, I know we had some cautions towards the back, but even up at the front, I mean, it didn't take too long for you guys to start going 2-3 wide right away.
Yeah, no, not at all. Great racing up front. From the first half of the race, and then towards the end, everyone was starting to save gas and not making it, and me and Craig made a great call. Well, I made a great call and I let him know, and it was fun out there. Fun.
So tell me what it was. I mean, it's kind of weird. I mean, normally we see the apron there in turn number 1 really gain an advantage on the cars out there on the outside, but it didn't really seem like it was that much of an advantage. I mean, it certainly helped. You were certainly cutting out some time, but to me, it didn't seem like as much as some of the other cars that we see here at Phoenix.
Yeah, no, not at all. Once we pitted that last time, me and Craig, Yeah, I don't know. The bottom seemed really well on new tires, but the outside just with the momentum, like you could drive it in really deep and keep the car underneath you, and then just kind of throttle off the corner and beat whoever was on the inside. For me though, I couldn't get by Shayne any other way, so I tried the bottom just for the P2. But I will gladly take a P3 and talk to you, because I know I don't get to talk to you in the road racing no more because I stink. But I'll take it over here.
No comment. I'll let that one go. But I mean, obviously, I know you wish you'd be up here running with these boys in the playoffs here and being one of the playoff 5. And I think you were the first one out, if I'm not wrong. But how's it feel to start these playoffs out here and grab a podium on race number 1 and really double podium with your other teammate taking the win?
It feels good. It feels great, Carl. It feels good to get the 1-3 for Digital Sim Sports and our sponsors that we represent on here, and his team Conti. We do a tremendous job trying to get a good strategy going, especially with these kind of races. You can never know when a caution is going to go out or not. So I took the guess and I told them to pit. So I let them know that this may go green, just because I felt like that first run was good, and I think the last run was going to be good as well. So it's good to get a top 3 in the first race of the playoffs. What could have been? I don't know. Last week, I think it was at Martinsville, just stunk because my teammate just beat me. But he deserves it. He's great. And clearly he just won, so we'll take that and move on to Daytona and try to help him, secure maybe a second one, or maybe I'll go for the win. Who knows?
All right, buddy. Well, congrats on the podium here tonight. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to before we let you go?
Yeah, big shout out to Craig. Give him that strategy. So talk to him about that strategy, and if he could tell you who made that call. But no, all in all, great race. Thanks to Martin PC, SimRap Market. I know they do a tremendous job, and I love their paints. Team Conti, Digital Sim Sports, everybody who helps. You guys up in the booth, you guys do a tremendous job. Looks like it's just you, so
yeah,
good.
Jimmy
was
was
tonight.
Jimmy was here earlier, so I got most of the race with Jimmy.
All right, that's good. But yeah, it's been a blast. Can't wait for Daytona.
All right, buddy. We'll take some time to celebrate this one. We'll see you next week at Daytona.
Thank you, and I will see you tomorrow.
That is your third place finisher here tonight, the 90 of Bryce Reiner. Second place is going to be the 3 of Shayne Therrien, and Shayne, best run of the team here. I mean, coming home in second place here. Obviously, your teammates there, brain farting, Alan and Niiko, kind of dominating this early race, but the strategy is what gets you here in the end.
Yeah, I don't know how to drive this track, so I think any chance I had an opportunity to maybe make it on fuel, I just pit. I think I pit 3 or 4 times tonight. I don't know. I don't know if it's just the tire model or the reconfiguration, but I'm used to driving on the bottom here, and I can't drive the top or the middle here. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to be fast, so I definitely take a second. I was hoping that I was the only one that was going to make it on fuel, but Craig had pit with me, so it didn't really help too much in the playoffs, but it would have been huge if it was just me.
Well, I mean, all in all, I mean, first round of the playoffs, we seen you kind of get close a couple times during the regular season as usual, but I mean, to start the playoffs here with a second place, everybody does have that drop race, so you never know how it really plays out until all 4 races are run, but it's got to feel good to get a real nice win here, or not a win, but a podium here under your belt right away.
Oh, definitely, especially when I'm racing again, so yeah, I don't know. I can't talk too much though, because I got under the weather, throat hurts, so trying to minimize my words, but yeah. I'm happy with second.
Absolutely. I don't blame you for that. And we'll just we'll wrap it up there then, and let you give any kind of shout outs or thanks you have before we let you go.
Just shout out the league, shout out some hard racing. I think it was Rainer I was racing there at the end. Just digging. It was fun. Just a little bit of contact and no wrecking. That was fun. Shout out to him. And then you for broadcasting.
Well, I'd say hopefully you feel better next week, but I mean, maybe the sore throat helped you out here a little bit. I mean, it certainly worked out for the for the second place here tonight. So, congrats on the run here tonight. We'll see you next week at Daytona.
Thank you.
That's your second place finisher here, the 3 of Shayne Therrien. Last but not least, your winner here tonight, Craig Janczak. Craig, you were certainly one of the faster guys out here tonight, and we've seen you a couple times really make your way and make some runs up through the field. And it looked like you might have had something for the 5 on pace, but maybe just not enough. You ended up just doing it on strategy.
Yeah, man. I was never going to pass him on pace, honestly. I would have hung, but I wasn't fast enough. And that's okay. Sometimes you got to cut those losses, and then you think about what plan B might be. And plan B was very, very clear. Pit at that caution once you had the ability to guarantee yourself as making it for the rest of the distance, and hope that there's either no cautions or we run 20 green and then there's a caution and we just wash ourselves out again for the third time of the race. So obviously the latter came true, and I had a feeling that it would. I don't know how you pitch some of those cautions that had happened at the beginning of the race here, but obviously those didn't have to happen. And when you delete those cautions from the race, felt like we had a green trending race here. And I can't believe that they didn't, that the Elwood guys didn't choose to pit there. But man, am I thankful that they didn't, because it got me here.
So obviously any win is big, but I mean, how big is it starting the playoffs here with a win?
Does this send me to Auto Club with a birthright, or do I still have to be top 3?
I'd have to double check, but I believe you still have to be top 3. But while you're discussing how big the win is here, I'll try and take a look here real quick.
Yes, either way, the win is huge because we look ahead at the schedule. What are we cooking? We're cooking Bristol. Not only is that a lottery race, but I'm not very good there. We're cooking Daytona. Okay, I'm pretty good at plate tracks, but that's a huge lottery race. We saw what that Talladega finish was like. And Homestead. I've never figured out Homestead, so I'm going to have to put in a lot of work to be decent there. And now we're starting off on such a high foot, and honestly, we're kicking Alan. Alan's going to get 12th place points. Niiko's going to get 11th. We're kicking high competition down a lot of points right off rip, and that feels good. I respect the hell out of those guys. They're great people, and I hate absolutely nothing about them off the track, but they're my competitors on Tuesday nights. So I'm really thankful for how this shook out.
Well, I will go ahead and ease your pain a little bit. A win does lock you in, so you are locked into the championship.
Let's go. My shoulders have never been lower. That's so cool. And real quick before I forget for a second, this strategy, 100% thanks to Bryce Reiner. He called it out as probably a good idea. And we were able to really take advantage of that by putting 2 of our guys on the podium. So absolutely incredible. And we've had some really bad luck here, Carl, as you know. We've had a handful of race-winning cars that didn't even finish on the lead lap, and this is one that pays that back in the other direction. We were probably second or third, and getting a win when it counts this much. I mean, come on, look at Logano. He won the championship because in my opinion, because he had the most time to prep for Phoenix in real life. And now I've got the most time to prep for Auto Club. So amazing. So happy to be a part of this. And just so much retribution for bad luck to what happened tonight. I'm just so thankful.
Well, I mean, and now you kind of halfway through the season is when you got moved up to the gold division, and rightfully so. You're definitely one of the top drivers here in the series, but and now you get to compete for that gold championship no matter what. So congrats on the win here tonight, locking yourself into the championship, and I'll give you a little time to give any shout outs that you have.
Yeah, massive thanks to you guys at CORE Racing Network. Y'all are the best of the best, and I do not embellish that sentence for a second, so thank you. Thanks to Team Conti Sim Performance Martin PC, Free Beer and Hot Wings Morning Show, Digital Sim Sports, Studio 3, Sim Magic, all the viewers of CORE Racing Network, and honestly, most importantly, my family, my girlfriend, mom, dad, Aunt Sandy, Anna. Thanks to everybody I just aforementioned, but when you've got a network as good as mine, you'd be just as thankful as I am too. So I'm so appreciative of this, and we will be so excited, hopefully, to have some words with you tomorrow. But we'll if not, we'll definitely be out here on track tomorrow with CSRL, and we'll see you next Tuesday for an amazing race. At where we go? Are we going right to Bristol, or are we going to Miami?
No, I think it's Daytona next week.
All right, we're going right to Daytona.
Yep. not messing around. Getting right to it. All right, buddy. Well, congrats once again and on the win here tonight, and we'll let you go celebrate. We'll see you next week.
Perfect. Thank you. Take care.
That's your winner here tonight at that 97 of Craig Janczak. Thank you to everyone for tuning in here tonight. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. Join myself and Jimmy over there for the UCRL Fire Breathers Throwback Series, Gen 4 series that is currently going on right now. But for myself and Jimmy here at the Phoenix Raceway, we'll see you at the track.